We are back with some more of Dishonored Definitive Edition. When we last left off, we had made our way to the Hound's Pit pub and are now in the process of introducing ourselves to these folks and seeing what these facilities hold. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of my other playlists, and wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. Alright. Kind of debating whether or not I should restart this to let Sam go ahead and give us the intro again. Nothing's gonna change, but might give more of a connection to everything, more of a flow. Oh well, if it's actually doable. Guess not. Well, there it is now. Meet the loyalists. Meet with the loyalists in the bar. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the loyalists in a circle to learn what they've got in mind. Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from Coldridge prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent, and has brought you to meet the members of the organization, and of course, no items. Of course, the wheel. I'll do some roaming around here before too long.
They're hard at work in there. Best join them.
Found our man.
They'll help you get
Even after
whoever
6
really
months
killed
in
the
Coldbridge
Empress.
prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress.
I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet you.
Yes, I
It
have.
wasn't easy getting
It still
you here.
amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions.
I wouldn't hang about if
You'll
I
know
were
the
you.
truth in time.
Damn it,
From what I
Sam.
understand,
Strong
time's
and
getting
quick.
short.
But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Good. He shut his ass up. Jesus. So you're looking forward to meeting me, huh? And I can't see my feet, of course. Whoa. Okay.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep.
Piero is an inventor who is available to craft and upgrade equipment. Piero spends most of his time in his workshop.
We can talk more when you've rested.
Excuse me. And well, how dare he be trying? Oh, the tragic pain of dealing with somebody who happens to be weird. How dare they be weird? Why can't they just be normal? There's quite a bit of loot around the Hound Pitch pub. And I want to say some of it respawns, but I may be misremembering. Notice to all patrons, in light of the recent and terrible rat plague, this establishment is closed to the general public until further notice. Once the plague is past, we will happily take your coin again and provide you with nights of debauchery and merriment. Admiral Farley Havelock. Oh. Never knew that this was his place. That's interesting. Dark bread, huh?
River traffic is
Pickled
forbidden
quail
from
eggs.
landing in the
Jesus
distillery
Christ.
district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
Sugared wine. Never heard that one. Sugared wine. All right. Momentarily, Piero, momentarily.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
Cool. Cool.
No! This cannot happen now the tank of whale oil's run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
Or what I could do is just take this empty container and never mind, since there's a I'm glad he didn't get hit. And I don't know how they would have registered that. There's already one done. Forgot that. So yeah, you'll come across these a few times over the course of the game. Dispensary for a dispenser for a empty bottle, and then of course you fill it, and of course the filling motion is always as pretty as ever.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Some lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Let's see what you can make for me. Nothing I want immediately. Most of what he carries right now is completely lethal, other than the sleep darts. You can use lethal actions and items for other little things, but you kind of want to be careful. Accuracy, range, reload, combat, sleep dart. Let me see now. Bone charm capacity. Mask optics, perfect. Allows you to amplify your view. Plus right stick to zoom.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I should, but I won't yet, so, you know.
Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Sure. Shop at upgrades. Piero can craft and upgrade you gear with the money you collect. Bringing collected blueprints to Piero will allow you to unlock new upgrades to buy. These services can be accessed by talking to Piero at any time. You have to complete your missions every time in order to come back here and speak to Piero. Now you see things like this star chart for the Southern Skies. It's just money. Sorry about that, folks. You instantly sell it. To Piero, naturally. Piero's request is denied. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal, Tivian ore. What's with the metals and crystal? King sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy, everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it. Oh yeah, that's right. He actually did reference that. And we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, fuel, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one's going to miss any of the old crap you seem to need, Admiral Havelock. I mean, I don't know really what the problem is with you. You have somebody who kind of needs these things. So yeah, if he kind of needs them, he kind of needs them. So long as he ain't sitting there getting high on his own supply and doing nothing for no reason. If he asks for supplies, he asks you for supplies. That's just the way it is. I mean, you say you footing the bill, fine. Understand you're footing the bill for the Empire. Oh, gotcha. Oh, Lord. For you folks who actually want to read these, because there are a lot of books in some of these games. Well, in all the whole Dishonored series, there's books everywhere. For you folks who want to read them, you definitely have them. I'll leave them on the screen for a few seconds in case you want to pause it or something. On occasion, there'll obviously be ones I'll read that are either shorter or particularly important to me or the moment. And sorry about that, folks. If you happen to hear it, I have neighbors, and I don't know if it's somebody's birthday or what, but they're the kind of neighbors that spend all weekend partying. Yeah, so. Okay. I guess you didn't want to be robbed today, Piero. Forgot about the dead counter responsibilities. I swore I just saw something. Oh, maybe not. Must have just registered the bottle and I didn't notice it or didn't realize I did. Whale oil processing. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them on to the deck, then lift them onto the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. I'm trying to remember why this is interesting to me. But it is interesting. Oh, I remember why. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling, and when the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it into the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. That's why it just snaps from my hand. Well, the in-game reason, or in-universe reason why it just snaps from my hand. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable, and that is legit. They are bombs. So, yeah, the system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. It's interesting. He has a whole dispenser system and a spot that gives him whale oil consistently. And nobody's keeping track of like how nobody's keeping track of the pipe or anything. It's like, wow. The reason why it kind of matters, though, for me to read those ones was this.
The Academy
Bit of
teaches
fluff.
that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities, subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
See, it was interesting right up until legal amnesty. Meaning you kind of want to do anything you can do, however you can do, wherever you can do it. And that's kind of a problem, Piero. But beyond that, conceptually, kind of an interesting concept. Humans being able to dive deep, as the whales do, while still somehow being human and without any genetic manipulations. But I don't know if that's really possible like that. We have suits and diving bells, but those don't follow the same rules. Alright. No, it's interesting. I don't know his name, but the voice actor who does Piero is the same voice actor. Sorry, Sam, gotta rob you real quick, my friend. You can keep that. Set that one up for you folks. And just a heads up, any of you folks who happen to be potentially watching these things live, if y'all want me to slow down so you can actually read those while we're still live, I mean, toss it in chat. I don't have a problem with it. Go ahead and get a save out of the way. Alright. Searched all of the floors.
Do not
Got our
attempt to
floor
house or care
change.
for a friend or family
You know, that
member who shows signs of blood
penny
on their
picking
face and
and
chest
that penny
area.
pinching.
The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
Talk about no, my crumbs. I'm not concerned about that, only because it'll matter way later, and I can do something about it now. But like, I'll be back up here in like 20 seconds. It's literally pointless for right now. It will matter later though.
Is the man dangerous?
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
I don't know about following that logic. If the Admiral trusts him, I'm willing to trust the Admiral.
The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right.
The river crust infestation has spread downriver as far as
That was actually kind of funny.
do not attempt to
Say, I know where you're going,
destroy a
Wallace.
river crust.
Admiral Havelock
Any
made it
items
very clear that
recovered
we
from
aren't to
doing
carry
so
lamps
are
outside.
considered state property.
Yeah, to get everybody caught and killed.
Maybe you haven't seen much of it, but the city has changed a great deal after the Empress died. Since the Lord Regent took over, the City Watch is best avoided. Most people try not to go outside at all.
If memory serves, not many have much to say right now. And I mean, what they say is more or less just sort of universe building. The hell? Interesting. Oh.
You've met Piero. Good. You'll want to get some rest now. You'll be needed soon.
Attention Dunwall
Yeah, I don't know.
Lady Emily Caldwell
What
was
was
abducted
that?
6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress is required to speak to the City Watch at once.
Required, huh? Barrel change. Somebody was shooting dice. Or had holes in their pockets. Damn. Holes in the same pockets and they all fell in the same barrel, probably from the same individual. Jesus, yeah. Probably Pendleton. Rich ass. Ooh, piece of candy.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
To some extent, sure. Lydia, nice to meet you.
Hi. You must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Yes. Bear witness to a god.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
I used to be the hostess here. Oh, I could tell you stories about that, believe me.
No doubt. Damn it, woman. I guess you can't take her key. It's funny because I never noticed she actually had a key.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of siege has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Figured y'all might want to hear those when they come up. They tend to be interesting. The Young Prince of Tivia. Shadow of Bitterleaf. Nothing behind there, huh? I want that key. But you and I both know if I go to grab it, well, I'm going to have to be dealing with HR. All right. Forgot about this tune. As a normal sea shanty, I forgot about this tune. What will we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises. I played too much Assassin's Creed. Ah, yes, indeedy, feed the needy. Always good to have maximum access. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5. Havelock log entry number 1. Now, we'll want to come back and check out his logs after every mission. They actually do change and get interesting, as well as the audio log he leaves here.
Log entry 1-4. River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
Nothing like an interruption,
Log entry 1-4. It seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. Is this off?
And
Switch. Switch, where the hell is the...
And there it is. You always wonder how often you hear recordings and audio logs in games and movies, and how much of that was just off the cuff recording that they decided to leave in, that either the voice actor didn't know what was happening or did know what was happening and just come to find out they just happened to like it. Try to give it about a second or so. I know YouTube tends to be tends to be bad with the millisecond to millisecond type thing. All right. One more room and then I can take my nappy poo. I didn't take anything. You didn't see anything. Keep it to yourself.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
He's a spy master. His job is to be a manipulative bastard. And he's still alive, which reinforces his job is to be a manipulative bastard, and he's good at it. I can't fault him for his skill set. That's why he was hired. why he was hired then. It's also why he was aided now. Double-edged sword and all that.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
You were raised with bitch written all over you, weren't you? What's up, Wallace? Y'all honestly made Sam set up your room? Like, dude, for real? Don't run from me, Wallace. You and I need to talk.
Please follow me to your quarters.
All right, I forgot he does
Do not
that.
attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
And left there. That's the treatment. In truth, there's no... I don't think there is, like, any cure. I think the elixirs that can be used can buy you time. But I don't think there's an actual cure for it. I always found it funny. Wallace does move around normally like he does. But then you talk to him, and the first time he does want to take you to your room, and that's what his job is to be, to take you to your room for the first time. But his ass roams around. It just makes no sense. And he doesn't even roam around like trying to follow you. He just roams.
This is your room. It was chosen to give you privacy. I understand you'll need your rest.
Honestly, this is the perfect space for me. Big, at the top, quiet, spacious enough to where I hear and know when somebody's coming.
The river crust infestation has spread downriver, as far as the river mouth and flooded district. Do not attempt to approach or destroy a river crust. Any items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
Those will make sense later in the game. But yeah, that whole state property comment, they mean that. All right. Promotes a robust health and fitness. Sokolov elixirs. Somewhere else. Indeed. Nope, I want to go back to bed. Let me in. The loyalists have betrayed me. All that time, they must have drugged me while I was asleep. Oh, right. The dreaded chamber pot. It's amazing how people used to do that, but it makes sense. Well, shit. Apparently, I'm both not high enough for this and just high enough. Oh. I don't think I ever spotted that in the distance. That's funny. Mm-hmm. All right. That follows all kinds of logic, don't it? Just, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
How do you know I wanted this newfound power? How you know I just didn't want to run around cutting people up and, on occasion choking people out? Press left trigger to execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. You can also use it to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. And that is the power blink. Hold left trigger to target your destination with precision. A blue sphere indicates the way that you should reach your destination. A blue arrow indicates that you will climb when you reach your destination. It's also quite useful if you pay attention to the reticle, how it shows that sphere, that not necessarily the swirling outline that matters, but the central sphere. That's where you will pop up. So if you do that, understand you will pop up in the air or wherever you happen to be aiming. So don't just keep track of where it shows on the ground. On the ground is where you'll land. But the icon, the symbol, the orb above is where you'll start. Naturally. You cannot save her. Retweet. Piero's spiritual remedy. For mana potions, naturally. Make sure blink is on that bottom icon. Yes, sir. And over time, we'll regen the energy that we used. Now, every technique that you have in this game costs differing amounts of energy. You'll always regenerate just enough to blink if you have nothing else. No potions or any other energy, you'll always regenerate just enough to do a blink. Emily's letter. Corvo, I am very sad. They say that you are dead like mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. That's only a face a mother would want to strangle. Oh, and they match. Okay. I have my ideas, but I'm not exactly sure where they are. I think I know, but I'm not entirely sure. Huh. Source remedy. I'll take the remedy. Indeed. Well. Looks as if you got ambitions, Lord Regent. Some interesting and quite lofty ones. Yes. He doesn't plan on stopping with Dunwall or even the continent. Alright. these fellas right here. Dangerous, killable, but yeah, you kind of want to be careful regardless of what choice you make with these things. As you can see, they aren't exactly the friendly type. Use blink to climb, aim at it, the location, look at the arrow, and there we go. Yeah. Okay, it's because I didn't see it from that side. I usually see it from this side. And yes, you do see a whale. Not risk it. Darkness.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
Alright. Okay. Heart has been equipped and selected. The heart. Equipping the heart is in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you are facing the bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets to you if you press the left trigger while targeting a person or location. Such as this area here that we're in.
This is the end of all things, and the beginning.
It's an interesting
all
sound.
Time's meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
Makes you wonder if that's the case. Could you stay here, let's say, centuries pass, so long as you could potentially keep track of that time and show up back in a world that they long since forgot?
Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky.
Alright, so existence begins here and existence will end here, huh?
The
That's
one who
surprising.
walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort in bones gnawed by teeth.
Yeah. When you have somebody who's good, bad, and in between, as hard as they may be to read, they may be helpful to somebody somewhere down the line, a couple thousand years from now, while you think they're the worst
This
thing
is the
breathing.
place from which those who dabble in black arts draw their power. And this place is their doom.
Too much power. What was that? Too much power changes the hands that hold it, something like that. They were fools to think that just because they had access to the power that they could use that power. People get access to guns every day. That don't mean they know what they're doing with them. And yep, folks, what I'm collecting is actually solid, so it does stick with me once I'm done here.
Age ending.
Oh yeah?
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Alright. Dramatic hero landing. Go.
All of time's meaning is here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
And of course you have the heart up and you just gotta hear the whispers of reality. When you don't, reality is quiet as a mouse. Whoa. I said teleport, not walk me off again. Now I don't have to wait for this energy to refill. I just kind of want to. That's just nasty. Runes and acquiring powers. Once you've collected some runes, open the journal and go to the powers section to exchange them for powers. Runes can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. Okay. Am I waiting or am I going to get dark vision now? You know what? I'll go ahead and get dark vision now. Left trigger to see in the dark and to reveal living beings through solid walls. You can also see their fields of view, as well as a visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls, like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. So yep, this is loot vision, ladies and gentlemen, once you upgrade it. Level 1, you see in the dark and see living beings through walls, including field of vision, representation of sounds. Then, of course, it'll give you the level 2 ability, and it'll also give you some strategic tips. Darkness, the dark vision is highly useful for stealth, allowing you to watch enemies from afar or from behind walls before approaching them. Seeing an enemy's facing and view cone gives you a significant advantage in terms of sneaking. With this power active, you can see visual representations of the sounds you make as well, which further aids in sneaking and understanding stealth. In level 2, useful items, resources, and security devices such as the wall of light are visible through walls as well. And of course, you have the blink tutorial for distance and even greater distance. Blink allows you to move very fast without being seen, making it useful for stealth since you can teleport from one hidden spot to another, or even rooftop to rooftop if you combine jumping with the power. It's weird that they made it a point to quote unquote teleport, because that's actually what you're doing. And the reason why I say it is because unless something else is happening, you're not visible while you're like jumping. If you're jumping between 2 points, you're not visible in between those 2 points. You're literally jumping. You're literally teleporting. Blink can effectively be chained together with assassination or choke if used to move up rapidly to unaware enemies. The mana cost for using this power is low, so the recharged portion of the mana bar will always allow you to blink even when you are out of potions. Blink can also be used to move upward at limited distances, but note that the cursor changes when aimed at the surface or edge that will allow you to climb up as you blink.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. Now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Corvo, are you alright? What happened? You've been gone for 6 months, man. Jesus Christ. The rebellion is down. We're done. Havelock's been murdered. Well, them are some greasy hands. That's weird. Must have been for the objective. Now, I'll go ahead and collect all this stuff. It's DLC. It's not entirely gonna matter. Most of this I'm not actually gonna bother with. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening to the song they emit by default. You can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. I'll use maybe 1 or 2 of these bone charms, but generally I'm not going to. The main goal is the money. I'm trying to remember if the books are from like DLC as well. I don't think so. That's also generally why it is I made it a point not to do much shopping at Piero's spot. His inventory is actually altered now based on you sleeping and that whole thing. Yeah. Whether he actually knows what took place or not, his inventory has at least shifted, so. Hmm. Rumors and sightings dialed. Interesting. Wow. Hmm. More money. I'll take it. More bone charms too. Damn. Interesting. All right. Forgot there was notes on a couple of these things early on. Needless to say, quite a few bone charms. It is interesting coming across this report based on Slackjaw this early. Once again, I knew there were going to be a few books, but I forgot there were actually reports on people. Damn, it's quite an extensive report. Or an extensive way of saying I don't know anything. All right. Let me see now. That one. No, I'll leave that alone. Makes it a little bit too easy. Am I wanting river affinity? Not really. I'll take before air. It doesn't really do much. Sure, it gives you a moderate peephole, keyhole peeping modification, but that's really not much. Delicate touch. And that's it. Now, one little thing I did like in this one, they took out of the sequel. Once you get your abilities, you can actually put your weapon away and still have your ability hand out by putting your weapon away, and just as you're starting to tap your ability button, still functions the same way and all that. Your weapon just isn't here, so you don't have to worry about the visuals. Your weapon is actually put away. It's not superficially put away. Hit your power choice button again though, and it does either nothing or switches and reactivates. Now,
does part of the soul live in the heart? If the heart keeps beating, does that mean that the spirit is to oblivion? I can keep a heart beating forever with electricity, but what does that mean for any essence trapped within? It'd be easier if I created these processes in waking hours. I am uneasy pursuing avenues that emanate from my dreaming mind.
You gotta love stuff like that. How many scientists and whatnot, doctors and philosophers and whatnot have come up with stuff just while they're dreaming. It's just like, no, there's no way. That is every level of too crazy, even for me. There's that copper wire that I was looking for earlier. Forgot that it was right there. I knew it was around his shop though.
Havelock stopped in earlier, but I forgot what he wanted. He's waiting to see you, I believe.
Okay. I forgot he actually wanted to talk to you first.
Well, let's get
Admiral.
back to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing.
I don't think I can.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the How Pits.
Hey, there it is then.
Oh, Corvo? If you've a moment. Corvo. Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Yeah, I kind of used to do that before I had my current profession. Before I became an assassin. Callista has an uncle who is a captain of the Dunwall City Watch. Captain Kernow is a decent man trying to make the best of a corrupt regime and exact change from within. He is meeting such resistance, much resistance. For reference, folks, when we started the game, Kernow was the captain who was actually in the boat with us.
Somewhere in the basements below, Hound kills Hound, and money changes hands.
It is called the Hound Pits.
Such laughter, and they're singing the old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time. Deals are made here, sometimes under the influence of wine, and sometimes the influence is the point of a knife.
Kind of being a little iffy, folks, because there's cannibalistic fish, or not cannibalistic fish, but carnivorous fish, rather. Play your way. Powers. The powers you obtain from runes can be used creatively to defeat enemies or move through the environment. Blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, or slow time before pushing or rushing a group of enemies. Pushing a group. Love it. Now we save the rune. Here. Huh. Guess I was closer to this area, so I didn't have to worry about it. Alright, Piero. Now we need to talk.
What can I do for you?
What, my friend? He has a rune as well. I'll take that. And reload. Sure, I'll take combat sleep part. And that's it. Sure. Wait a minute. Ooh. Shit. That agility upgrade is extremely powerful. Let's get dark vision. Yeah, upgrade dark vision. Solve that problem. Go from there. And that's dark vision. Level 1 and level 2. Level 2 is why you see the blue icon items. Level 1, you'll of course see the little sound shock waves naturally. Now, it'll never reference things like books or bottles. It's literally just like loot or like accessible vision. Obviously, loot. More loot.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Sure. Let's head out then. Take me to the distillery district. And the nightmare begins. Distillery district. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer. Sorry about that, folks. Steal Campbell's journal and eliminate him. An ally to the loyalists, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. We could do that. Kernow is going to be the problem.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. there are the real odd birds living on the fringes like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. Don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Yeah. City Watch holds Clavering Boulevard beyond the first wall of light. The Bottle Street gang controls the side streets around Clavering Boulevard, and Granny Rags lives in an apartment at the far end of Endoria Street. And then, of course, the bottom one is the mission statement at the beginning, I guess. I guess you would call it a mission statement. One more thing.
If you decide to go up Clavering, don't let the guards spot you.
Anything else?
Watch out for the Bottle Street thugs if you take to the alleys. Mean bastards. I'll be here when you come back.
I swore he actually has some more useful information. Maybe not. And I'll let you keep that rat on the stick or whatever that is. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Just a heaving, huh?
But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is. Hey! What is it? I think that last one was moving. What? Yeah, the little one. Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Well, he ain't moving no more.
Rest up, gentlemen. If memory serves.
Sorry, I can't help you. I don't know this area well.
Oh, never mind. Thought you were a problem.
Attention Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking. It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest and potentially beyond. In addition, in this continuing crisis, the overseers of the Abbey of the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce order whenever and wherever necessary. We owe our thanks to High Overseer Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
It's just upsetting to you to have to maintain that power, isn't it, Lord
Attention,
Regent?
Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
Whenever you play Dishonored, folks, if you haven't gotten a chance to see these maps, they do matter. If you actually want a map of the area and you don't have it, go ahead and pick it up. You legit and now have this map in your inventory. So now all you gotta do is bring it up if you want to. See if I can find where it was. Don't remember. I might be thinking about Dishonored too, but I doubt it. Either way, the map is somewhat useful, but not entirely. You don't exactly need it, but always wise to have your directions, you know. Huh?
I think the little birdies are sad today.
Damn, missed it.
Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it, huh? Hmm. Moray War Medal. Okay. Look like food.
Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead.
Cheerful.
Dear? Is that you, my dear husband? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? The dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here. Oh, my, my, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either. Granny Rags, let us in. Ah, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them. But what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you?
She speaks about birds. Makes you wonder. But if you're the kind of person who normally...
They've always gone on the left. You never listen.
If you're the type that tends to leave your, let's say,
I think the little birdies are
balcony window open or door open, well, I wouldn't be entirely too surprised. Get this out the way.
Let us in, Granny. I bet she can't even hear us. She's blind. We're here to do your washing. She's not stupid either. Have it your way. We're here to take your money, Granny. We're wasting our time. How much could she have? She digs in trash for a living. Let's get a drink. I'm dry as an overseer's prick.
Damn.
Someone's about to get shanked.
Oh. I guess you better find out who that somebody is, huh? I'm doing things. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Never hurts to have a little extra change.
Grant. Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs. On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come.
Interesting. Always makes you wonder. You say you got something from the outsider?
That's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All.
You mean the same person who gave me the mark on my hand? Alright.
I think the little birdies are sad.
As it just floats here. Oh no, it actually has a string.
I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these Bottle Street children. Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that slack jaw is the worst blot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still? That'd teach him. See to it, dear. I'll find you another present just like the first. Galvani lives on Clavering Boulevard, or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
You always wonder what she's talking about in terms of that. Yeah, now I'm not going to do this because, again, I'm not going the lethal route, and that would effectively kill. It's one of those you kill without killing kind of things, but you do actually kill.
You'll have to go, or they won't come.
So that's one of my endeavors with her, at least right now. But then you have this little instance right here.
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family. But an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
Well, I'll see what this cult decides to do, and then I'll see if I decide to, pick myself up a hood or, get rid of their leader. Great agility. Jump higher by holding A, and at level 2 you can sprint much faster. Yes, sir. Level 1 jump abilities increase and allow for more vertical exploration, especially when combined with blink. And at level 2, this enhancement increases overall movement speed, which allows you to rush an unaware enemy faster for assassinations or to run away when wounded. Climbing and swimming speeds are increased too. Now, I'm not sure if the climbing and swimming speeds are based on level 2 or what. But the level 1 jump, oh yeah, that's real nice. Huh. She actually takes issue with you being down here.
That's not a nice thing. Just garbage.
Well,
Garbage.
I don't know, maybe not. She might not take issue with that. Who knows? Now that I've got my jump, I can do quite a bit. Just from the jump alone. Now, I will be heading to Galvani's place because it it does have quite a bit of use for me. Quite a bit of use. And as you can see, this jump is already coming in quite handy. What the fuck? Oh, started sliding under the table. Rewire tool. Disable security devices or make them work in your favor by using a rewire tool on the circuitry panel for the security device you want to hack. This consumes the rewire tool. Rewire walls of light. Rewire walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers will harm your enemies instead of you, while rewired alarms will be fully disabled. Now, I want to say this actually does affect if you're, say, going for achievements of not killing. I want to say rewiring things like that does have effect. So, fair warning to you folks. Also, as you can see, it's quite useful for creating light. Ugh. Well, damn. I need a minute. Time to eat all this rotten food. What's up, fellas? What's that butter say? Hey, fellas. Okay.
Keep away, or I'll slit your record for you. Anyone there?
I'll handle that momentarily. You wanna let people see what the bottom of your shoes is looking like, huh? We're gonna handle that quick, fast, and in a hurry. Could just heal. I just don't want to. Ah. Yes. Forgot about this. His mother's journal. It actually is pretty sad. Then of course I could have got in here from that roof that I was jumping up to. Head over there and whatnot. It all matters. Whoa. Wrong. Oh yeah, right. Because they made that on the heel. Go to sleep. I know you are, but what am I?
Let me out.
Don't want to inadvertently end up killing him. Weird crap has happened like that before.
I owe you, brother. I want to ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that.
You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business.
Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Well, sure. Griff sells scavenged items on Bloodoc's Way. Well, that ain't a hell of a name. Oh, and the Bottle Street Gang has a bootleg elixir still inside the old Dunwall whiskey distillery. They're creating their own version of Sokolov's health elixir and selling it. And their version is the red elixir we've been picking up. Well, I mean, that's the copy that they're making. It does still work. It actually does work. How it is he managed to stay in there in that section. 1 second. Okay. Only when you walk closer. Sure. These bone charms you find, they'll randomize themselves. So you'll never know which ones you'll get. He managed to stay down there in that section of room. One corpse. 2 corpses. These people had to have been infected and stuck in here, especially since he was locked in the same way. And somehow, some way, he did not get sick. One hell of an immune system, or he was lucky. Bone charms. Mm-hmm. Corpse 1 and Corpse 2. Griffey, baby.
Want to look at some of the things I found? Good prices, I swear.
What? Why not? Let's see what you've scavenged. Yeah, he's got some useful stuff. Sokolov's elixir. Guard bullets, the actual bullets for your pistol. You got some sleep darts too. I'll take one of them. 2, since I just used 2. Now I can buy the Sokolov's formula, so I can just outright have Piero make those, which like I will at some point. I'll buy this on my way back if I remember right. But this lens and magnification, this is the next upgrade for the goggles. And then of course, collect blueprints to unlock new upgrades and equipment at Piero's shop at the Hound Pitch Pub. But again, you have to complete your mission in order to go back. So anything you want from Piero, you get it in one fell swoop, or you wait. He won't lose things though, so you don't have to worry about like his inventory being gone. It'll update itself, but you don't have to worry about it being gone. Now, what we could have did was went the long way, well, the short way rather, which would have put us right in front of the wall of light, but instead we chose to bypass it via the back streets instead of just, dealing with all of that face to face. Interestingly enough, this game is actually so vertical and so controlled. One of my favorite little things to do, especially in this particular area. I don't think I'll be able to do it to the way I'd like right now. I'll use the lampposts to get around. Buy me some time, some space, things of that sort. But I have to upgrade Blink in order to make proper use of this. Now, Galvani. Yeah, why would I do that? Let's see. Yep. Does it matter which floor you go to? It more or less depends on what you're going for. There are the fewest number of people up here. This is directly into his lab. Galvani Academy notice. Galvani has a secret room hidden behind a wall of books. Really? Nah, you lying. A secret lab, huh? Well, I wonder where that could be. Anybody see any secret labs around here? I want to be kind of careful. As I said, there are people. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it. One second, actually, before I do that. Okay. Not yet, huh? So I'd have to do that from floor 2. That's fine. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous episode, but the only reason that was as loud as it was because of all the stuff that had to break. If it was just that one bit of glass, it wouldn't be so bad. Oh, information on the rat plague. But I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous episode, but these audio graph players, they are audible. Oh, okay, the key's right here. So if your intent is to draw attention, or if you're worried about drawing attention, understand these do make noise others hear.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Say this much. I at least like Galvani's desire to be thorough. Vivisection has always been kind of creepy to me, but it does make sense, you know. Depending on what you're dealing with. And then again, being that rats are as good as they are at spreading diseases, it does tend to make humanity really wonder about how it is we're going to properly deal with these things, especially when we end up on other planets. Now, I could take what she was wanting me to take, you know, and I could take it and just keep it in my inventory because I'm bored and I kind of want to run around with plague rat viscera, you know. But beyond that, there's no real need. Still might do it though, you know. On occasion, I'll get bored and I'll reach for my pocket and feel a nice little chunk of goop, and I'll think of you. Pretty. Contaminating the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still with plague rat viscera will infect anyone who drinks the elixir with the plague. This includes the Bottle Street Gang and the people who buy the black market elixir. I don't like these black market groups, but at least there is somebody providing resources beyond the Abbey of the Everyman. Sewer capacity in the month of nets. Why not? I'll be nice. Let you think nothing happened. Come on now. Come on now. That's devastating enough as it is. Don't do that to people. Nice piece of art. Simple. Doesn't need to be a great deal. Still does the job. Go ahead and unlock you. It only takes like a split second or so, but that split second can still get you going. I wonder. Where they're proficient, they still might hear this. Nope. If I didn't have that bone charm equipped though, I honestly don't know. Spring Razor, A spring razor trap can be attached to any surface by aiming at it and pressing left trigger. It will be triggered as the enemy approaches it, throwing up a cloud of shrapnel. It is exactly what it looks like. A people blender. Dead ass. No joke. There is nothing pleasant about spring razors. If you're using one of them, your desire is for somebody to die. Period.
Wait, did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have to scrub. The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No, I told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right. What is he doing there all day? Ambrose says he breeds rats that carry the plague.
Your friends are ignorant. The doctor is a brilliant man. If anyone can save this city, it's him.
The royal physician is going to save us. I hear his new elixir is twice as good against the plague.
I don't understand how Galvani can admire Sokolov. Royal physician or not, I hear Telly's a beast. A superstitious philanderer who spends more time with prostitutes than he does in the laboratory.
Is this what it's going to be like when we're married? It is, isn't it?
I hope not. I'm telling you now, I don't have the endurance for it.
If he does his job and everybody knows what he's doing and he's being straight up, let that man deal with his prostitutes. Do I advocate prostitution? Nope. But you know what? It's the oldest profession on earth, and it does have its uses, like it or not.
I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
It's just one of those kind of double-edged swords. I don't advocate for it, but it does provide a necessary service, especially when you think about the fact of, since the beginning of human history, about 90 to 100% of women have reproduced, whereas only about 40% of men have reproduced. There's kind of got to be something, like it or not. There's kind of got to be something.
What? I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
You didn't see me. It didn't happen. Go ahead and get back to work, Queen. You got it. Damn. And that is something to be aware of. As you can see her visual cone, but notice the whiteness of it. That's the tightest visual cone, but that's also how you see like her eyes. I mentioned that because sometimes it will get hard to tell which direction they're looking at, so you'll actually want to look at the way their bodies are built. It will help. Look at how their bodies are built. Look at how that flare in their eyes actually looks. You might not be able to see the cones clearly, but you can see that very bright spot. Much easier. And there's nothing to grab on in here. This hole comes in here. I need you to stay out there. There are some things, but I don't trust any of it.
I told her to keep the children.
I don't want to put her to sleep. I can. I'd rather not waste any resource on doing it though. I could use my blink and just get behind her and recharge. But I'm not trying to like deal with it. Oh shit. Wasn't going to. But then as she passed by, I noticed this. So I'm like, well, I guess you're gonna give me another battery anyway, ain't you? I'll take that key. Good night. Now here's an interesting little thing for you folks. That trick I told you about in terms of the sound, it carries over to projectiles as well. And what I mean by that is, since that's glass, not as loud. So, and that's a trick that's based regardless of whether that bone charm is equipped or not. So if you want to avoid excess noise, you know what to do. Just shoot at it real hard. He said, his friend said, the doctor's breeding rats. Go in there momentarily. It'll matter later. Interesting. Sometimes doctors do stuff like that, actually. I mean, hell, what do you think virologists and whatnot do when they have entire lab cultures and petri dishes? They actively create extra copies of whatever virus or sickness there is, if for nothing else, to have something to work off of. That's how sometimes you have sicknesses that are already out and about, and then somehow, some way, there's some new outbreak of the same sickness in an area that didn't have the sicknesses because it got loose from a lab or was intentionally released from one. Either way. See, he's facing this direction, and the way you can tell how bright that thing is, most enemies carry their sword on the left side. We always remember that. Shape of the shoes. Do you see a key on that belt? If you do, you know which direction they're facing. Now, it seems real easy to notice, but you'd be surprised, especially when the moment is the moment. You kind of need to be moving quickly. Nope.
Hey, don't you owe me a drink? Please, not now. Nice.
Oh boy, here comes this next part. I'm gonna have to be real careful. And it's not because of me, I'm fine. It's because of them. How many of these do I have? 8.
Stupid goddamn.
Dude, bro, guy, fam. As I said, yeah, I think he breeds rats.
Hey, bug someone else.
Alright. We're gonna be playing this game then. Not this game.
Outsider's eyes, I'm getting spooked.
Damn straight. It's kind of irritating. I'm used to them moving around more. dare the both of you sons of bitches? How dare you? How dare you? I'm over here trying to be nice, courteous, help you dumbasses out. We're gonna ignore the breaking. It probably just went down. Yeah, we'll go with that. Third stricture.
Nice.
Right. Avoiding the rat plague. That's one hell of a position. If only cameras existed. Now you might be wondering why I'm bothering. The top of that list should tell you why I'm bothering. Lab key and pantry key, and this is the pantry. Now, they aren't going anywhere for one reason. There's no corpse or body to find. Had those assholes been asleep on the ground, they'd be dead by now. But thin them out though. And they no longer follow the normal rules of a rat swarm. At that point, they're just a bunch of lone rats. Now you dumbasses can wake up and be found. Ooh. Sausage. Nummy num. Customs and food of Morley. Interesting. There's nothing here of any use other than an elixir I can't carry. Front door, of course. We have a need for both items I'm already carrying. Go to sleep, bitch. Your lady told you you need to wash them hands, get them vital essences out and off of you. I can respect your desire to not want to bother, but if somebody tells you there's a good chance you might have plague unless you clean yourself, why are you arguing? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? On the one hand, I get it, you're a guard, you can't exactly afford to be off duty, but on the other hand, yeah. I think the situation will be fine so long as she's at least watching that area and takes responsibility if something goes wrong while you go wash Sometimes when you fire your bolt, your regular bolt, it won't always break. They will break, but they won't always. And it's true. All right. Gotta make sure all the loot's accessible. Nope. Not doing that. Oh, wrong button. Oh. Yes, sir. All right. Dr. Galvani's journal. I've been invited to a soiree at the Boyle Estate. Of course I won't attend. The 28th day of the 7th month, the month of high cold, is the day I met Anton Sokolov at the academy. Why would I tarnish the anniversary of the most important day of my life by licking aristocratic boots? I have no time for fools. I will be solving the riddle of this plague. Perhaps I'll raise a cup of Tibian red. I can respect that. 28th day of the 7th month. Indeed. Thank you, Doctor. Nummy. Right, she had the key. That's gonna be a hell of a conversation. Where'd you wake up? The hallway. Where'd you wake up? The shower. Oh, well, since you're there, why don't you go ahead and get rid of those vital essences, huh? That's Dr. Galvani. Well, folks, that's going to be the end of episode 2 of Dishonored Definitive Edition. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of my other playlists. Wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon,